Now we are going to model this staircase from level 1 to level 2. So we did this before from basement to level 1. And now we're going to do this, which is slightly different because of the width of the steps and because we have a landing here and then we have to go and go up this way. So I'm going to show you how to work in general with steps because the number of steps and the proportion between the horizontal and the vertical dimensions are relevant in staircases. And we have to meet some requirements. So I'm going to show you a rule of thumb, and then we will work with this tool later on. But today I want you to do it just calculating the number of steps and the height of the steps. So the first thing we have to count the number of vertical parts. So every line here, it's a vertical part of the step. So let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Left 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. So there are 17 vertical or steps. And I'm going to use the same tool, the component model in place. I'm going to select stairs. And I'm going to use extrusion. Sometimes you have to select what plane you are working with. Sometimes you don't have this possibility, but you can always set the work plane. So I'm going to set the work plane on level 1 because I want the first step to be on level 1. And now I can pick this. And where is it? Well, remember that we are working on level 1, so the steps are here. And then I have to make sure that everything is trimmed. I can click OK. And we have this block, this solid block that starts on level 1. Okay, but I want it to be just below level 1. If I select the top view here, this is the step. And in order to create the staircase, I want to copy this thing here. Okay, so the staircase that would be the first step, but I want another module on the left. And now we had 17 steps. So if I look at the elevation here, then I have to go up from this point to that point, and I need 17. And I'm going to finish the model. And now I've got this. Well, probably I should have I'm going to do this. I'm going to finish, and then after finish, I'm going to copy this here. And now I need reference lines, or model lines. In architecture, I can work with model line, but I need to do it in the section. I have the steps here, and this is the distance, so I can copy I can copy this and I have to copy it 17 times. Um, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. $16, one more. Now I have 17 vertical lines. So if I want to create 17 steps, I need to draw a line with the slope from the first point, and the first point it's on level 2. So I'm going to model this line here, and then I have to go one module beyond the first step right here. And at the intersections of these lines, remove constraint, and then can I move it? Remove constraint, and interesting, I can't do it. Can I move this one? Yep, I can move this one. Okay, so this is gonna be the first step. I can get rid of this one. And now I can copy using this corner. I can copy all these steps here. Okay, I don't need to do this because that's the level of the floor level on level 2. So this is a 17 step staircase. In this case, you know that we have a landing, and then we have to go the other way. So the landing can be here, okay, because I need the landing to be like 3 modules. So that will be the landing, and then that will be, okay. So let me copy all the steps. I'm going to copy the steps from this point. This is where the landing is going to be. And okay, there you go. So you see that we have 2 steps there. So this one, I have to make it longer. Where is it? I don't know for what reason it is there. Yes, why? On the 3D model, well, this is what I mean. You see that we go up, but on the top view, yep, we have to stop here. So this would be the landing, and then we have to copy this landing, 1 module up, and then we have to go backwards. So that step, but for some reason when I do this, well, that's because we have copied And the original one, it's on the on level on that level. Well, it doesn't matter. What I have to do now is probably to create another solid element, another architecture component model in place using this level. Okay, I'm going to do it. Architecture component, model in place, another stairs, and I'm going to use extrusion, and I'm going to set the work plane. I'm going to pick a plane, and I'm going to set the work plane at the top of this step. There you go. And now I can draw this. I will fix the length of the landing later on section 1. Okay, so we can fix it here, and then we have to go down because this is the height of that element. And then I finish the model. Okay, I can get rid of this step. So this is it. And now I can move farther, so I can work with this level now. And I'm going to create another landing. So I'm going to go to architecture, component, model in place, stairs. I'm going to select extrusion. I'm going to set the plane. I'm going to pick the plane, and I'm going to select this upper level of that staircase. And now I want to draw this here. I'm going to draw another rectangle, and to fit the dimension, we see that we have to move it. Well, let's use align. So I'm going to use this and this and this and that. Okay, so that's the other part of the step. And what's the width? Well, the width has to be the same width as this one. I can fix it. If I select finish, I have this block here. And now what is the distance? I can annotate. It's 3 feet. So finish. So if I do this and I edit in place, you see that this is 1 foot, whatever, it has to be 3 feet. Okay, so now it's 3 feet. Now we move it down, and now we have this, this landing is the same as the other one. We finish the model again, and let's see what we have done in the section. So we have first, and there should be another landing there. Maybe we can see that on the 3D. Yep, we see it. Oh. Okay, so now we have to adjust this level, align here and align there. No, sorry, this is the, we have to go 1 step down. So we have to align this here and this there, and get rid of this. Now there you go. We go up, we have landing, we have another landing. And finally, we need to go in this direction, backwards. On the top view. It is here. Okay, so this element, can I move it here? Yes, I can. And I think we are done with the staircase. Yep. Okay, so we have gone up, landing, another step for this landing. And finally, this is the final step. And the next one will be the floor level. Here where, and this is the slab. What do we have to do now? We have to create a void on that slab because so far this is solid. So now the next thing we have to do is to create a void. If we go to the top view, if we select, this is the first floor slab, level 2, no, should be on level 1. Let's do this, filter, select floors, and let me see. Oh yeah, this is the right level. Yeah, so this is level 1, this is level 2. So we have to open this void there. We can edit the boundary. And if we edit the boundary, what we need now is, okay, look at this. We have this void, and then we have to open the void for the staircase. And we have to do this here. So if we want to do it here, we can always select. We have this. We have the first step. I think this is the one. This is the step. And now we have to do this one, and now I can select this, and I can trim this here, here, here. And now I can draw another line here, trim. I can select this one to this point, trim again, select this, trim, and trim. Okay, so I have this void now, and this is something overlooking the, yeah, when you are on the second floor on level 2, you're overlooking, this is open to below, this space here, that's what the cross means. I think we're done. The floor, attach, and yes, I think it's working well. Well, sometimes the wireframe is confusing. So let me show you. I'm going to select hidden line. And I think this is it. Okay, so you see that we have created all the steps, and then we have gone up, and then we have gone up again. And this is the floor slab. And this is the last step. And here we are at a different level. there's something very useful if we want to see the section, or we want to see interior elements without using the wireframe. We can use here on the properties windows, we have section box. And with this section box, well, it's huge. So let's drag it. No, I don't want to rotate. I want to drag. Okay, so now it's connected to the, and I'm going to create a section. If I go to the top view and select the section box, I'm going to create a section here. And here I can see the staircase. Okay, so you can see we have steps. This is the landing, and this is it. Well, now I think we can do something better, because this is the slab. So the slab is something very thick. But if I want the staircase to be something lighter, this can be like a bridge, and we can use the same thickness, or yeah, the same thickness that we have for those steps. So I'm going to select the floor again. I'm going to edit a boundary. And from the top view, I'm going to open, yeah, I'm going to remove these 3 lines. And I'm going to create that opening. And I'm going to change my mind, and I'm going to align the opening to the step. Yeah, I think that looks better. Okay, so now I have this void, but I need a bridge from this last step until the slab. Can attach. Yeah, but I think now it looks better. The only thing is that I need another step here. How can I do it? Well, I can use the same component, model in place. So, better. I'm going to create another one. So on architecture, component, model in place, I select stairs. I select extrusion. I set the work plane on level 2, roof level 2. And now I can create a rectangle from here to here. Click OK. Finish model. And if I see this now, okay. This is the block that I have just created. I think I have deleted something that I shouldn't have. Yes, I want to discard. Oh, I have lost this one. Okay, I didn't want to lose this one. Okay, so let me do it again. Go to the top view. Oh yeah, we have this issue. Okay, I'll fix it later. So architecture, component, model in place, stairs, extrusion, set on level 2, rectangle, And there you go. Finish the model. Now we look at the elevation. We have this element here, so we need to drag it down. Now I can align. And the only thing I need is the same thickness here. So what is that thickness? If I do it in the section, that thickness is 3.5. So on the 3D view, this has to be 3.5. I can model I need 3.5 here, but I can't do it in the 3D view. I have to do it in the section. So this has to be 3.5, 3.5, no, inches. .5 inches. And that's the thickness of a step. So now I can use this to align it. And now I can delete this reference line. Yeah, this is what I wanted. Okay, so this is like a bridge. It's at the right level. It's at level 2, but it's not as thick as this. Usually when we have a staircase, it has to be something fancy. So the lighter the staircase, the better. Okay, the problem now is that we have that staircase and then the steps are floating. We don't have any structure. If we had a wall here, we could create like a connection between that step and that wall, and the step could fly like this. So we wouldn't need any support here. But that's about design. So I'm going to show you some staircases and we will try to copy a design that we like. Okay, so if you Google staircase or staircase design, here you have different options. For example, this option, as you can see, there's a central element that connects all the steps, and then the steps are like floating, but they are, yeah, they're all connected by this central element. We can do something like that. Or here, in this case, the structural elements are this and that, so we don't have anything in the middle. So we have steps, we have different steps, and the structural elements are these and these. Okay. But it's a question of design, but we always need something structural, and then we need the steps. Here you see that we have steps, then we have a landing, then we have steps in the other direction. So what can we do? Let me see if there's something different. Yeah, so here we have something different. We have other structural elements here. And then the steps are from this structural element to the other one. It's a question of design. Here we have something fancy, but again, we have something in the middle, that there's a structural element in the middle, and then the steps are flying, and then we have the handrail. Okay, so the handrail, it's something different. But when it comes to the staircase design, you can look at something that you like, and then you can copy it. We're going to do now something like this. Okay, so we're going to leave the steps like floating, and I'm going to create this central structural element. Okay, so let's do it. Now the steps are floating and I need something structural in the middle. Well, I want you to use this architecture model in place option. So we're going to use it again. So if, okay, so you see that we need something structural that holds all those steps. And then this structural element, they go up to the landing. And then we need to fix the structural element to this wall. Okay, so the structural element will be fixed to the wall and then to the floor slab. This one. And I'm going to use architecture component model in place. This is stairs. I can use this like a stair, or I can use like a structural framing, a structural something. I don't know. Well, let's use stairs. I'm going to work with extrusion, and then I'm going to set the work plane. I'm going to pick, because it has to be a vertical plane. Yeah, so we can select this vertical plane. Let's do it. And now I just want to trace this element. So from the midpoint of the step to here, and then I trim. There you go. Okay, so I'm going to trace this element up to the landing. I think I can copy this, making sure that it's always at the middle, midpoint. Here I don't have the midpoint because this is the landing. So I'm going to copy this one here. And now I need horizontal elements here. And now from this point up to the wall. And now we need a thickness for this structural element. As you can see, the structural element, we have this shape here, and then we have a straight line with that slope. So I can do this, and now I can move this line downwards, I don't know, 4 inches, maybe. And I'm going to copy this line 4 inches downwards, 4 inch. Now I'm going to trim. And remember, if we want to finish, we have to close this line. So we need another one there. And we need to trim this and this. Okay, so now it's a closed line. I click finish. And now let's see what I have done here. If I go to wireframe, I want this to be in the middle of the staircase. And now I finish model. And there you go. So you see now that we have something structural holding the steps. If we think that this is not safe because the step here doesn't have enough, if we look at this, probably we can always edit extrusion. And if we want to make it safer, I know we can do this. We can go 6 inches down, and then we can do something like that. Okay, if we think this shape is safer because this step, we have this overhang here. So from the structural point of view, it can be dangerous. We can always do something like that. But this is about design, or we can probably do something like this. Yeah, I think that's the best option. So I'm going to remove all the vertical lines here. Including this one. And I'm going to copy this one here. And make sure that now you trim all these lines because it has to be closed. Okay, we still have to close that one. So I'm going to copy this here and trim all these. So when we have a closed shape, then we can finish. Oh, it's not closed. So that's a good thing of Revit. If there's some mistake, it points it out. And this is it. Now we finish the model. And we have this that looks safer than the other version. Now I'm going to do it again because we have this from level 1 to this landing, and we need another structural element from this landing up to the slab. So the slab is the structural element here. So we need something that is connected to this wall, and then it's connected to the slab. So it's here, okay? And I'm going to use architecture, component, model in place, stairs, okay? And extrusion, I want to set the work plane. I want to pick a plane. I want to select one of these vertical planes, this one. And now This is it. We have this tilt. Now this one, trim, and now I copy this here. Line this up and extend this up to the wall. Now we had an offset of 4. There was a 4-inch offset. So I select offset, I select 4 inches, I go down here, and now I have to draw another line and move it 4, 3, 4 inches down and trim everything. 1, 2. Yeah. If I click finish and there's some mistake, we will see, okay, so these lines are not in closed loops. So you click continue and make sure that you create this line and this line. Now click finish again, and now it works. But we want to see, yeah, so this has to be in the middle of the steps. Something we don't see her frame. Finish. And this is it, inline. So we have created the same structural element. From this point, this is connected to the wall. It is connected to that slab, and it's holding all this. Are we done with the staircase? Not yet, because what do we need? We need a staircase. We need a railing, sorry. We need a railing, and you see that this is dangerous because we are on level 2, and we have a void here. So we need a railing from this level to that level, and then we need a railing in this bridge. Okay, so we need railings, and then we need railings in this void that we have there. Remember that we can work with the section box. Okay, so now you see that void. So we need a railing all around this void, because otherwise we can fall. We can copy a railing too. Usually in this kind of modern architecture, these things look well. Here we have glass railings. And if you look at this, well, here we have another kind of railings. This, we have glass. Okay, so you see that the steps, the glass is not floating, is bolted to some of these steps. Okay, we can do something like this with glass too. There are different kinds of railings here. So in this case, we have the central element, and we have a glass railing too. Okay, so this is about the design that you want. So I don't mind, you can explore and go to do something, but if you want to, you feel like doing something different, you can try something different. Here, yeah, so this is a different, these are the structural elements, and here we have this, and we have glass in the middle, so it's not safe having this without glass. So I'm going to do, well, here we have a railing that goes from that level to the ceiling. So there are many options. That's a different railing, a different option. I'm going to Okay, yeah, I'm going to do something like this, something very light. It's just glass, and this glass is bolted to the steps. Yeah, something like this. Okay, so you see that we have a glass, and the glass is bolted to those steps. This is even lighter, so we don't have the central element, so that step is just fixed here in this wall, and then it's flying, it's an overhang. Okay, it's cool, but well, we have the central element, but there are many options. But I'm going to do a railing like this. It's just a piece of glass bolted on the steps. And what I'm going to use, yes, I'm going to use exactly the same option, the component model in place. So basically today I want you to explore this option of component model in place because it gives you a lot of possibilities when it comes to design your own things. You can use Revit default elements, but sometimes we need to design something on our own because the Revit default is ugly or we don't like it. Okay, so those are the steps, and we need a railing for the landing. Then we need a railing that it has that slope, and finally we need another railing for that bridge. I'm going to go to architecture, component, model in place. Do we have something like railings? We do have railings. Okay, so this is a railing, and I'm going to use extrusion, and I'm going to draw it. What's the height? Oh, I can't do it here. Can I set the plane? Pick a plane. Yes, I can pick this plane, and now I can do it. But first I have to set a working plane. What's the height of a railing? That's a good question, and everything is on the internet. 36 inches, okay? Very straightforward. And why is it 36 inches? Well, it can go from 30 to 36. Oh, that's fine. For safety, okay? So we cannot make up this. When it comes to safety, we have to abide by the codes and regulations, but 36, it's something safe. So if this is the beginning of the railing, we have to go 36 inches, go up, and then we can go here, here. But since I want to bolt the railing to that element, to the bridge, I'm going to do this. So now make sure that everything is connected. Okay. And I click finish, and let's see what we have done. Yeah, we have done something that it's not light at all. So I want to make it lighter on the top view. This is a very thin glass element. Okay, it can be something like this. And now I can finish the model. How can we change this material? Well, there's a way to change materials. We're not going to do it yet, but then we will change the material to glass. Okay. So this is the first railing, and we need some bolts here. Okay, because it looks, the more detail, the better. Okay, so having these bolts here, vale. makes the railing looks nicer. And then there's another issue when it comes to the size of the glass. Probably we need some divisions because one piece of glass, it's very expensive. But you see that here we have the glass and we have these bolts here, these fancy bolts made of stainless steel, but they are like circles. So if we want to increase that detail, we can do it using, again, my favorite tool, architecture component modeling place. What is this? Let's use railings, okay? And now again, we have to use extrusion, and we cannot do anything until we set the work plane. And I want to pick a plane, and I'm going to pick the actual railing that we have already done here. And I'm going to use a circle. So I'm going to use a very tiny circle here, 1/4. We just click finish. See what we have done. Okay, so we have to make it smaller like that. Like this. And then finish. Okay, so this is a bolt. See the wireframe. Well, I think it can be bigger because that's the, okay, so it has to be bigger. No problem, I can do this, I can edit in place, I can select it, I can edit extrusion, and then I can change the radius. It's 1/4 of an inch. Let's make it 1 inch. Yeah, I think now it's enough. Let's center it here, okay, because that's the width of the step, and this is it. And now we can copy. If we copy this and we make a fixed distance, like on foot, okay? So now we have these bolts here in the line. And it looks cool. Okay, so now we need another one for this landing, and finally we need this one. Okay, so let's do it again. This is the landing. So we go to architecture component, modeling place, railings. Okay, extrusion, set the work plane, pick plane, make sure that we select well, we just need a vertical plane. We can select this one. Okay. And now from the railing, we need 36 inches. "36 inches up to this point. And now we have to close, finish. Then we need to adjust the thickness. So the thickness, it starts here and ends there. Let's line it up. Finished model. Okay. If we need bolts, we can copy this bolt here and then copy it 1 foot and 1 foot. Okay, and now you see that we have a gap here. So with this gap, what we can do, we can modify, for example, this one, we can do it, or we can create a new element. Let's modify this one, edit in place, select edit extrusion, and I'm going to, yeah, because it's very important that we have the same slope here. So I'm going to do this, that slope, and now I'm going to move this up to this point. And now we can trim. And for this, I think we can go down. Like this. Okay, so we have this piece of glass. No, I want to move this here. Okay, I click finish and finish. And I think I need wireframe. I need one of these bolts. Here, I can center. Okay. Well, I'm not very happy with this design. I think it could be better probably if these were tilted, it would look nicer. But anyway, it's safe. And now if we want to make it transparent, sometimes we can edit type and we have the opportunity to change the material, but we don't have, well, I don't know, but we can always, if we want to make something transparent, you can select this, you can right click, and then we can override graphics in view by element. And here you see that we can adjust the transparency. We can apply, and now here we have a transparent element. So if we do the same with this railing, select it, right click, override graphics in view by element, and then use the same transparency. If we have used 40, we can do it, apply, and okay. So now we have a transparent handrail here with bolts. Okay. So this is a transparent handrail. What do I want you to do? Now you have to create the same concept with the railing, but all around this. There you go. So you see that we have a void here. So all around this void, we need the same kind of railing. Okay, not here. Well, yeah, here. So the railing has to go here, then there, and now here, because we need that without the railing, because we have to go from this point to this point. Okay, but here we can fall, we need a railing all around the void and all around the void here. And then we need another railing from the first step until the landing here. So in the section, you have to design a railing going up from this point up to this first landing. So I want you to design something with the bolts here, the same thing we have seen here. We can have 1 bolt or 2 bolts, but fine. But I want you to design something like this here in that staircase. And when you're done with the railings, I'm going to record another. So when we are done with the staircase, I'm going to record another video because we need to prepare a set of drawings. We need to prepare technical drawings and drawings with furniture. Technical drawings, I mean with dimensions, and then we will need to insert furniture, beds, tables, chairs, kitchen appliances, all that stuff, just to complete what a single family house would be. But remember that the staircase, it's always something important that you have to design. If you use the default Revit stair, you can do it, but it wouldn't look nice. If you design your own staircase, that will look much nicer. So try to make an effort, and every time you're designing a building, try to make the staircase something special. Because it will look much better than using the default Revit staircase. As I told you, we will work with staircases often, but yeah, so that's your first experience designing a staircase.